Hi, thanks for watching. Today I'll be creating a layout using the Enchanted and Rings templates. And I'm showing you here the rings. I use number 3 and 4, which are the two largest ones. And I will be using Enchanted's 1, 2, 5, and 7. I'll be scrapbooking these two pictures from Disney World. And that's my little buddy, Lily, who was just in Disney World. And I wanted to add this to her little scrapbook that I'm making for her. So I'm using a pink and red papers. Actually, all the papers in this that I'm using today are from the Chamel Lane I believe that's Glitter Girl or Box of Crayons. Box of Crayons, I think is the correct um, paper pad. So here I'm just trying to figure out what paper I'm going to use to mat my pictures, and I'm going to end up matting them nice and close together, side by side. And I print my pictures with my Selphy, which is by Canon. It's an older Selphy, but I have used this printer probably for about 3 years, and I have gotten my money's worth. It is definitely worth I believe it's like $100 that they're going for nowadays. Absolutely love that printer. So I am going to mat my photos, and as you can see, I'm just giving it a very thin mat. I'd say about 1/8 of an inch around my pictures, and these are printed at 4x6. And I will be using this heart paper to cut out my rings, and I will be speeding it up once I get to the cutting part, because you all know how to use a scissor, I'm sure. So I'm just going to trace, and I'm going to trace the outside and the inside because I wanted to use a ring, make a ring out of it and not just a circle. So here we will be speeding it up a little, and I just want to take a moment to mention that we are almost at 500 subscribers. I'm about 102 away from reaching 500. And once I reach my 500 subscribers, I will be making a video that will give you more details on the giveaway, which is a $50 Kiwi Lane gift card that you can use at my shop, or you will be using at my shop. And I will be picking a lucky winner from the comments of that video. Kiwi Lane is not sponsoring my giveaway. This is just from me as a thank you for subscribing to my channel. So if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you click on the subscribe button, and I will also have some links to other videos that I have created in this Kiwi Lane series. So as you can see, I've cut 2 rings, the number 3 and the number 4, which is the largest and the second to the largest. And I will be using my distress ink in the Hickory Smoke to distress my pictures, and to also ink my edges of everything on this layout. I like using the distress ink because I feel like the gray gives it more of a modern look, and that's my personal choice. I have also made layouts using the same colored inks for each paper that I use. So that is definitely user preference. And so here I'm pulling out the Enchanted number 7, which is that banner, which I will be cutting out, as well as a star, a bow, and the butterfly. Definitely, obviously, you can use that for Disney because of the bow from Minnie Mouse, and it just definitely gives you a Disney feel, but it can also be used for so many other things, like possibly like a little girl page, or you can definitely do anything that's like magical, um, or that needs stars, or there's definitely a lot of things that you can change it up and not just do it for a Disney page. The rings is so versatile. I've used that so many times, and if you look closely at my templates, you can see that they're pretty gray. They've been used a lot. So here I'm just going to cut out my bows, or my bow, and I'll be using a little scrap to cut out that center part so that I can ink the edges of it to make it more realistic. I'm not going to pop it up or do anything else. I'm just going to give it a round shape and ink those edges so that it shows a little distinction between, or layers, I guess you can call it. And so it's a little more noticeable that it is a bow, as well as making little creases using a pencil, and then I end up using ink, which you'll see me do that in a minute or so, and I'll make little creases to make it look more realistic. So I'm going to glue down my little circle, and you could see the difference already, that it looks more like a knot. It has some shadowing. And I think I'm just trimming off a little overhang that I had on the bow. Sorry that I'm not in the view. So here's where I'm taking my pencil, and I'm just drawing little lines. And I will use some of my distress ink to create that little shadow there. And I will go back with my eraser and erase my pencil marks, because I went a little kind of far out with them. So the next thing I'll be doing is cutting out my banner, and I will be making it a three-dimensional banner. You'll see once I cut it out, you'll understand what I mean. In the actual template, you will see markings which show you where you need to cut and or fold. Some people fold it. I prefer to just cut new banners and line them up with the lines, and it makes it seem like it's popping up off the page. And for me, it's easier this way. You know, again, that's you know, everyone should do what's easier for them. For me, it's easier just to trace two new edges and just go ahead and cut them out and pop them up. And that's what I'm doing right now. You see that little triangle on the left, right where it squares off. I will be creating two new tabs and then just sticking that to the back, and you'll see me do that in a second. So I'm actually cutting off my tab, or my edges of it, just so that I can, I'm going to edge them first with my ink, with my Hickory Smoke Tim Holtz ink, and I will, you'll see me pop them up, and which will give it that three-dimensional look. So I just want to mention in the description below, I will link products that I've used, as well as my shop for Kiwi Lane and some Amazon affiliate links for items that you can find on Amazon.com. I just want to make it a little easier for everyone. Sometimes I love shopping that way because it doesn't cost me any more than if I just searched it myself. And sometimes, I personally will look for the best price that I can find for my viewers, and I will definitely link them below. So here I'm just inking again all my edges. And I believe I'm using American Crafts Pop Dots. I don't normally use Pop Dots, but I was moving my things around and I found more Pop Dots. So I figured I wanted to use them up before they dry up or are no longer usable. So there's my three-dimensional embellishment for my layout. Now I'm going to pop up the rest of it only because it will, that portion would be too flimsy, and so that's why I'm using the Pop Dots to give it a little support. And there I was testing it out, and as you can see, it creates a beautiful three-dimensional piece for your layout. I figured the red and white polka dots ties into Disney, and obviously the hearts because she's a beautiful 5-year-old. She has hearts on her sweatshirt, and the pink paper matches her pink little sweatshirt, and the butterfly just caught my eye, and it's so magical. Butterflies are just such amazing creatures, and I thought it would work well with a Disney theme, especially with the castle in the background. So this paper is also from one of the glitter, I believe it's, let's see. It is definitely from Box of Crayons by Shamel Lane for American Crafts. And I like using this paper pad for a little girl and much more female inspired layouts because it does have a lot of pinks and reds, but you can definitely get away with it for more masculine looks. There's other darker colors as well as icons like there's a couple dogs, and we have a cat and crayons and other crafty items that would work. So as you can see, I am starting to glue my rings down, and I'm trying to get it as close to my mat or my photo mat as possible, and I'm going to cut the stuff that you can't see because to me that's a waste of a template or a cutout. So I'm going to use those on another part of my page, and since you can't see the back, why leave it there? So here I'm just playing around with the idea of adding this half circle, and none of these ideas are working because the hearts are not in the right direction. So it'll take a second, but I'll soon figure out exactly where I want to put that. And that is where that one's going. But I still want to play around more. So there we go. That one will be at the bottom. And that one is going to end up on top. And I'm sorry about my lighting. I'm not sure why my camera is autofocusing, and it is distorting the color of my video. I'm using new lights and also using my iPhone. And I'm not sure if maybe there's something set that I need to change. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave me a comment as to why my phone keeps changing its colors or brightness. It seems like it goes from bright white to like a bluish tone. So here I'm just going to play around and figure out where I'm putting everything. And I feel like that little butterfly is going to go right there. And I'm just adhering little glue to the middle portion so that my wings can be, you know, like it looks like it's in flight. And I will be placing the bow up top. So one reason why I picked this pink paper is because I felt that I didn't want to add too much to it, and I definitely wanted her mom to have a spot to do a little journaling about her trip to Disney, you know, specifically that page, the first time seeing the castle. So right above the right corner of my picture, there's a whole little spot that's open that the lines help create a little area for her to pen in her little journaling right onto the layout. So I am going to cut 3 stars, but I will only be using 2 of them. And I'm going to speed this up since I am sure you've got this part pretty well down. And actually, when I ink my stars, I end up using mustard seed only because I didn't want to make, I started out with my hickory smoke, as you can see there, but I switched it up to the mustard seed because I wanted the edges to be yellow like the stars so that it wouldn't have the white edges. Like you can see the paper there, it has a white edge. It's a white core paper, so I wanted it to be yellow so that if you looked at it from the side, it would still be yellow. And so that's why I used the mustard seed for this one, for these 3 stars. So make sure you stay to the end. You'll see close-ups of my layout as well as links to other videos that I have created with Kiwi Lane templates, as well as a couple mixed media layouts that were created as well. One of them was with Kiwi Lane items, and I really had so much fun making that layout. I'm planning my next mixed media layout, and it'll be up probably by the weekend. So as you can see, I'm just placing them around. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that 3rd star. I move my stars around, and I feel like that's too much. And that's when I decide to just go with the 2 and just use them to create a visual, what could we call that? Like a visual anchor so that your eye goes from the left to right, and you will see both pictures. You can see that it's framing her, and it'll bring the attention back to the pictures. So here I'm going to pull up my pop dots, and I just also want to mention, if you look at the pictures, in one picture, you know, she had the sunglasses on because it was really sunny. We're from Jersey, and it's been pretty cloudy, rainy, snowy winter, and she hadn't really, I don't think she realized how sunny it could be in Florida. So in the right picture, they retook the picture, and she was squinting. So I figured I'd keep both pictures and put them side by side. So I am using these Stickos brand. I believe I bought those at like Walmart, and those are they're like foam letters. So I'm going to name this layout Magical Days, and it'll take me a moment to find the right word. or write letters. I wanted to use something a little fancy. And I also decided to use some, at first I was looking at these hearts and these stars. Some of them are wood and some of them are cork, but I wasn't feeling it. I was like, yeah, no, I think we're going to go with sequins. And then I remembered that I had um, I would call it a Disney inspired sequence pack that I picked up. Oops, sorry about that. That I picked up while I was at the Scrapbook Expo a couple years ago, and really caught my eye. It's really cute. It's red, black, white. There's little gold. There's little beads, and it's by Nicole Peterson Design, and it's called A Shot of Mouse. So there you can see me pulling it out, and I think I'm going to show you my little tag. That was kind of quick, so I will see if I can find her link, and I will link it in the descriptions. And it also has a little bit of blue. It's a really, really sweet mix of sequins sizes, little beads. It's adorable. What you don't see here is that while I was taking my pictures, I completely spilled the entire container, and those little beads were rolling off my desk, and my 10-pound Chihuahua was trying to eat them. So it was very interesting. Yeah, so here I'm going to stick them down, as you can see, and I will be adding some to the side here, and then I will be finishing off my layout with some Heidi Swap Color Shine, which I want to give a shout out to my friend T over at Crafts with T. I will also link her here, her YouTube page, and she surprised me and sent me these 2 packages of the Heidi Swap Color Shine. There were 3 little bottles. She found them at Tuesday morning, and we've both been looking for this Heidi Swap Color Shine forever, and she found them first, and of course she gifted me with 2 packs, and I am like loving it. I love my gold spritz, and it is absolutely, all 3 colors are beautiful. There's a blue one and there's like a lime green one. So here I am going to pull out my Color Shine. Oh no, I'm going to finish my title, and I'm not even sure where I got that. It was definitely a pack from God knows where, because I am addicted to stickers, so who knows how long I've had it. So thank you so much for watching. Here are some pictures. Have a great night. Don't forget to subscribe.